As a kid, I was unaware of the things that influenced me or seemed harmful. The clothes that I wear, the music that I listen to, the TV shows that I watch, the celebrities that I look up to. How am I influenced by what surrounds me, and how am I representing the world because of my age and race? This documentary asks the question, why?
What we have learned over the years is that most of our actions and our decisions are not made by our conscious mind, but by our unconscious mind.
Advertising agencies spend a lot of effort on trying to figure out what's cool to kids, what's cool to teens.
And what people who are experts know is how to appeal to those unconscious urges and to get to that part of your psyche that basically compel you to want to do certain things.
So what you're going to look at is you're going to try and find out what your audience's interests are, what they're passionate about, and try and buy programming that reflects that passion.
They'll get kids to come in or parents to come in as focus groups, and they'll show them products or they'll show them possible commercials, and they'll see how they react to them, and so they're getting a sense of what the kids really like. Now everybody's so into true religion and rock jeans now. I mean, if you're not wearing that, to them, you're considered, broke, or you're not up to date with fashion.
As far as race, I feel like more African Americans are into name brand things.
We have been brainwashed. We have been systematically conditioned as black people to play a role in society that is secondary or inferior to the role that other people, the people who control society, play.
If things appear a lot on television, they can have an influence on the culture. For example, if there's a lot of violence on the television, then if I'm watching a lot of television that has violence in it, then I'm going to start to think that the world is full of violence and murders and criminals. And then that's going to influence how I live my life and how I deal with being out in the world. And it's not based in reality, it's based on a fantasy created by television.
You learn not from what people tell you, but you learn from observation. I can tell you something that is abstract. I can tell you that 2 and 2 is 4 and whatever it is, but when you see two people and two people get together and you see 4.
I think that television and movies, or just media in general, have to be very careful not to give African American teens stereotypes. Like they need to allow African American teens to see the full diversity of what they can be and what African Americans are out in the world.
They portray us as being reckless, careless, don't care what about our futures.
They view us as we don't get an education, we're not proper, we're not non-superior to the Caucasian race.
Very, very seldom do you see an African-American character who comes from a wealthy family. It's like normally they're urban. They're like the street kid. They might be the bad boy. They might have a little bit of edge to them. Very seldom will that black character be like in charge of a department or leading a group in some kind of way. He's normally like a background character.
Techniques that advertising agencies use to target teens, there are a number of them, but one of them, the most prominent ones, is what you call peer group influencers, using people who teens look up to.
Obama,
Beyonce,
Derrick Rose.
Like if Derrick Rose endorses a pair of basketball shoes from Nike, then even though I'm slow and can't jump and not very good at basketball, I'll think that I'm cooler buying that pair of shoes because Derrick Rose wears them and he's cool and he's an MVP.
Frequently a celebrity will be used to endorse a product when the product itself might be new.
They use somebody who's out there in social media today in order to advertise their product, and that product is going to get out depending on who the person is.
Think about Beats by Dre. The way that was really kind of introduced was they had all these athletes who were kind of a cut above everybody else. And the inference that they wanted people to draw from it was that, you know, if you're a little bit different from everybody else, you would be wearing our product.
So Lil Wayne became Lil Wayne. He was just Dwayne. Like, he's somebody who wore a regular pair of sneakers or somebody who wore a regular pair of pants. But now, since he's up there, it's like he gotta come out with new stuff, just try to make the youth follow him.
Why do it alone when I got the dude nation?
What happens is that black teens are often depicted in advertising, and black culture is often used in black advertising to appeal to white teens. They're usually rebellious and they want to go against the grain. You know, they want to be they don't want to be in line with where their parents are. So the most rebellious thing that a white kid can do is act like a black kid. So that's why 80% of all rap music is purchased by white kids. 80%.
So the question is, why do advertising and media corporations do it? They spend billions of dollars in order to retrieve the minds of teens. What is it about? Is it all just for profits? What's our real value? Yes, negative media sells. Positive media can have a big impact too.
I remember the Cosby Show was a big deal.
What Cosby did that was really cool was he showed a family situation that everybody could relate to.
This was like an African-American family that was, the whole sitcom was based around an African-American family, and they were a very successful family, and they were funny, and they were charming, and they had a great family life.
It portrayed a positive aspect of the African-American people.
And the whole show was middle-class African-Americans educated, the kids educated also.
It's very important that people can visualize, see themselves in positive, realistic situations.
You have to complain when you see stereotypes that you don't like. And more importantly, we have to put ourselves in a position where we tell our own stories.
Even LeBron James did a commercial with a boy who didn't want to wake up for school. He kept going down on the mattress. Like one day, like you saw the commercial until he was completely on the streets. So I felt like State Farm did a good job of expressing that, like, hey, going to school is important. Like, you not waking up that morning, not going to school, is taking you down even farther in life.
We don't have to eliminate all the bad media. All we need to do is to have it compete with some good media and have it predominate. If we can just get 51% of the media messaging that you receive to be positive, then that would be a great place to be.
Instead of showing us at our worst, we can show ourselves at our best.
Now I am aware of the logos that I wear, and the things that I watch on TV can influence me. I know what needs to be done. We need to make our own stories and spread the positive message so that people like me, African American teens, aren't misrepresented.
No offense to you, don't waste your time.